W-H-I-T-N-E-Y. Who's that girl? It's Whitney Reynolds. Oh, she's got a show. Catch it on the weekends. Every single Saturday, right at noon. On Chicago's NBC 5.2.
Hello, welcome to Weekends with Whitney. I'm your host, Whitney Reynolds, and today is kind of a sentimental day because we're at the Shedd Aquarium. I'm joined by Andrea Smolik. Now, this was actually when Weekends with Whitney first started. 2-3 years ago, we were just an online show. The Shedd Aquarium is where we came and did our first show. So it almost feels like a reunion getting to be back here 3 years later. And now that we're on NBC nonstop, this has been so much fun. So this is gonna be an exciting day for multiple reasons, but I'm gonna become a trainer today.
It's gonna be very cool. So welcome back. We're so happy to have you.
It is gonna be so much fun because you know, a lot of the time, people, like as we can see behind us, are here today. Yeah, how many people come here every year?
So we have over 2.1 million visitors a year to Shedd Aquarium. So it's a wonderful jewel right here on Lake Michigan.
Absolutely. So 2.1 million people come and they get this experience, but there's so much that goes on behind the scenes. You know, because you're the director of PR.
Yes.
So there is a lot that happens that we don't always get to see. Tell us some fun facts about the Shedd Aquarium.
I have one of the best jobs because I get to tell all the really cool and fun stories. Some of the behind the scenes, some in the field in another country. So we have over 32,500 animals here at Shedd Aquarium. So we're the most diverse collection of any aquarium in the world. And that represents over 1,500 species. So that's everything from the oldest fish in any aquarium in the world is an Australian lungfish named Grandad to our beluga whales or our brand new baby dolphin calf.
Now here's a weird question, but can you actually eat sushi? Like, do you feel bad when you do it or no?
No, you can eat sushi, but in fact we help people make right choices when they're eating seafood. So our Right Bite Sustainable Seafood Program does just that.
Oh, wonderful. So what is that program? Is that here at the Shedd?
Yeah, so it's one of our outreach programs that informs consumers to make the best choices for ocean health.
Oh, I never even knew that.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
so,
that's another fun fact that I didn't know.
Yeah, we have everything from kids, sustainable sushi rolling classes to big events with Chicago chefs.
That is awesome. So what is one of the biggest things that people come to the Shedd to see?
Well, hands down, it has to be the animals, of course. So
right. Is there a certain exhibit that really is getting a lot of attention, or is this like the main, you know, like what exactly, when people come in and they think the Shedd, what are they looking for?
Well, first of all, as soon as you walk in, you notice the beauty of the building. This was built in 1930. So right behind us right here are the original galleries of the building, everything from the 90,000-gallon Caribbean Reef down into the Oceanarium, which is a 3 million gallon marine mammal pavilion.
So back in 1931, was all this like in place, or has it been like the tanks have been added to, or was the structure here, or has it always been the Shedd Aquarium?
It's always been the Shedd Aquarium. So John G. Shedd was the president of Marshall Field and Company. He actually gave this aquarium as a gift to the citizens of Chicago. So what you're seeing behind us, this Caribbean reef was actually a small turtle pond in the center, but the structure that you're seeing is the same. And then in 1993, our Oceanarium was built, and that's where our belugas and dolphins and sea otters
and that's where I'm actually going to get to go and be a trainer.
That's right. You're going to get down and dirty, and how our animal care specialists do it.
I know. I'm wondering how dirty I am going to get. That's what I'm curious about.
We might pull it back for you a little bit, but you're going to really see what it takes to care for these 32,000 animals here.
Absolutely. So if you were to leave us on one note of why people should stop by, because you know school's going to be starting back up, but you guys are still open, like for weekend trips. You see people all the time.
Totally. There's a million reasons to come to Shedd Aquarium. We have a new jelly special exhibit. We have fun things going on all the time. Jazzing at the Shedd on Wednesday night.
Jazzing at the Shedd. How did I forget that? Jazzing at the Shedd has been on the topic of a lot of my friends. Like
really
they're
good
talking
cocktails,
about it.
great view of the skyline, but the best part is you get to see the aquarium after dark. So you
it's not just for kids. Sometimes people think museums and stuff are for kiddos, but you can really learn a lot and it can really be a neat thing.
Definitely.
And there's actually weddings that happen here as well.
All the time.
That is amazing.
Yeah, but the best part about coming to Shedd Aquarium is knowing that you not only are you going to see a great collection, but you're benefiting the great conservation research and education programs.
Okay, I want you to repeat that because that is good.
It's a big, we are a mission-based organization. We are here to connect people with the living world in order to inspire them to make a difference. So that means hopefully you'll come in here, you'll get some good conservation messages, you'll see animals in their environments, and it'll inspire you to make a difference in your everyday life.
I love that. That is one thing here at the show on Weekends with Whitney, is we always want to leave people wanting to make a difference. So hopefully today people at home will walk away, you know, inspired.
Exactly. If you take away one little thing, we've done our job.
That is so great. Where can people find out more about the shed?
Okay, so you can go online at www.shedaquarium.org for all of your information.
Thank you so much, Andrea. Coming up next, I am going to become a trainer. That's right, I'm putting on the boots. I am going to get fishy, folks. Don't go away.
Want to take advantage of all that Chicago has to offer this summer? This segment is brought to you by the Weekends with Whitney parking provider Millennium Garages. For the most convenient and affordable parking right in the heart of Chicago, visit www.millenniumgarages.com for a list of special events and parking offers, and to find the Millennium Garage location closest to your destination. Whether you are downtown enjoying the Shed Aquarium or taking advantage of the Chicago Bears special game day parking and complimentary shuttle right to the front door, you have found your spot. Millennium Garages. Park here, go anywhere. Hello and welcome to Weekends with Whitney. Now, you have seen me take on a lot of different characters on the show, and today I'm going to be a trainer for a day. Seeing the gear I was about to put on took me back to my Oklahoma days. Growing up in the farm where we would fish and put on our high water boots, that is exactly what was about to happen again.
I kind of wanted to talk you through a couple things and probably get you dressed appropriately for the situation.
Okay.
We normally put our trainer for a day guest in sort of a uniform, and I wanted to see if you wanted to do that.
Dressed and ready to be a trainer for the day. Let's see, I'm gonna meet my, are you
Hello, I'm Emmy.
Emmy, okay, so you're gonna teach me what you do.
I'm gonna try and teach you everything I can.
Woo, okay, here we go.
Awesome, let's go.
What's funny is I used to get lost at the shed when I would come as a visitor, but then you realize how many secret tunnels there are all around that thing. I was confused the whole day. Even if I wanted to find my way back, I couldn't find it.
Pretty much fed out, and we're gonna take them, we're gonna rinse them with cold water to get any of the kind of fish juice and stuff off, just to kind of have a nice rinse to them. And then we will put the next fish for their next show or their next session into these buckets. So when we wanna go feed them, all we do is grab a bucket, throw some ice on top, and go off.
So the fish is never really wasted?
No.
Okay.
No, and we're pretty conservative about the use of our fish, and then we also, we'll check it individually, I'll show you, but any fish that gets dropped on the floor, we're not gonna use it.
I get the hang of things pretty darn quick, but I have to say, when you're cleaning up dead fish and trying to prepare meals for the little animals, it was not a job that I had ever been used to, but I put on my trainer hat, so I had to rise to the occasion.
Wow. I guess do that and then
Being in the refrigerator and looking over the fish for missing parts to eventually feed the mammals was really, I mean, I am almost at a loss of words for it. I got the hang of it, and I had to get over the fact that I was holding dead fish. That was exactly the point. I just had to get over it.
okay, and then once again, the frisbee goes on top?
Yeah, so this is what diet based on their metabolism, their age, their, you know, how much they're growing, and all those kind of things, and based on their appetite too, because we can tell when they start to maybe get a little bit full, or if they seem really hungry, and we'll adjust their diet accordingly. Their gelatin, it doesn't have any sugar and no flavoring to it, because they don't need any of that. So it's just like the Knox gelatin that you buy in the store, same thing. This was actually my project as an intern, was to try to go through the process of looking into Jell-O and getting it approved as an enrichment, which is a toy. Getting it approved for the animals, and then when I came on staff, we will work with what's called a secondary, so an alternative reinforcement for them as opposed to food is like rubbing them down or tickling their tongue. And then I chose to condition Jello as a secondary as well. So.
Wow.
Woo, I am getting the hang of this trainer stuff, and I know I have never said this on the show. Coming up next, you're gonna meet the mammals. Dolphins, whales, and so much more are coming up next. When it comes to staying connected to your network, VIP Orbit is a must-have app for your iPhone or iPad. If you want a mobile relationship manager that helps you keep track of your life, relationships, contacts, and schedule, VIP Orbit comes from the person who created the industry of customer relationship management. Whether you're a soccer mom looking to text your carpool orbit quickly, or a real estate agent wanting to blast an email to just your Wicker Park orbit of potential buyers, this app is available for free in the iTunes store. We use it at Weekends with Whitney, and you know we love to communicate. Hello and welcome to Weekends with Whitney. Now, you have seen me take on a lot of different characters on the show, and today I'm going to be a trainer for a day. Walking to the arena where the show goes on made me feel like I was going to dive in the water and just participate with all the little creatures. But I had a task. I'm a trainer, and so I had to stay to exactly what I had to do. Having to wash the boots and then step into the water and gain how much the boot weight was different than the water weight was very interesting. I felt like I had to watch every step, and then to see the people that do this day in and day out, it's really like clockwork, and they have their routines down. Being so close to the whale was so incredible because a lot of the time you go to these aquariums and you can tap the glass and think that maybe he's looking at you, but I really was making eye contact with this little baby. I got excited, overwhelmed, and just wanted to jump in all at once. Seeing the trainers and everyone that even works around the shed from the smallest to biggest job it was heart-touching. These people really love the animals and what they do, and to see so much passion behind the scenes really made me happy that I love what I do as well. To see how the mama dolphin took care of her new baby was incredible. It actually reminded of me and my mom whenever I was little, and no one could even get near me. And I feel like all those mamas out there could probably relate. And it was so surreal being down there and seeing it. I know, I gotta find a man first, but eventually I wanna be a mom. And I thought that mama dolphin really just played that out.
So far, so good. I have just been doing a ton of stuff. Being a trainer has a lot of details to remember. Just with the fish alone, it's been crazy. You have to really be particular because these animals that are in the water depend on you to really make sure that you get it right. So it has just been absolutely crazy. And now we're getting ready to work with a sea lion.
it on the weekends. Every single Saturday, right at noon, on Chicago's NBC 5.2.
Being with the seal was amazing because he was quite the gentleman. Shook my hands, did a little dance, and even gave me a kiss. And then to see the crowd's reaction was so cute. They were all into it, and then I felt like I was part of the show.
Okay, Emmy Hampton has been taking me around all day. I've been a trainer. Now, we are experiencing so many things. First of all, when I was looking at what was going on in the water, I just wanted to join in and swim. Who were we working with? Dolphins, whales, what exactly was the hands-on experience there?
The dolphin that we worked with during the show was Cottrell. She is our largest dolphin, and we were next to her for the majority of the show portion. The sea lion that came through in the middle, that was Ty. And he does most of our shows here. He's also on exhibit, so you can usually see him as you come through if he's not on the show. And then the whale just now was Kayabak, and she was our first whale born here. She's almost 13 years old. She's a super cutie.
The first one born here?
Yes.
That is amazing. You know, one of the things is you feel connected right away. But like you were explaining to me earlier, they're mammals. So tell us about the connection that you feel with them.
Well, definitely with them being mammals, people sometimes come in and expect them to be fish, or if we bring guests out of the audience, they touch them and they expect them to be slimy, and they're not. They're really smooth, and their bodies are designed to help them glide through the water. They don't have scales, they're not slimy, and I really enjoy being able to connect, kids and adults and everybody through these programs like Trainer for a Day and our encounter programs to the animals. Like that connection, you can see somebody's face light up, and it's great because I get to feel it every day, and I love my job, and so to be able to share that is really awesome.
One thing I find fascinating about you, which is a lot like me, is you always knew this is what you were supposed to do.
Yeah.
But you grew up in Missouri, where you're landlocked. How did you know that you wanted to get in the water?
Well, I was kind of a water baby, like rivers and lakes, what we had in Missouri, and then growing up, we always had cats and dogs, and we raised kittens and rabbits and all sorts of stuff in a backyard farm, kind of so to speak. So I love being around animals. I think I get it from my mom, and any opportunity I had, I wanted to go visit other zoos and aquariums and see animals. I fell in love with marine mammals, so whales, dolphins, sea lions, everything.
I love it. How long did it take you to get acquainted here at the shed? You've been here how many years?
About 8 years.
8 years, and then how long did it take you to really feel like this is my home?
It took me a couple years. The biggest change was moving to a big city of Chicago from where I grew up. So that was probably the biggest adjustment. Coming to work has always been easy, and I like it. I love it.
That's like me. I always feel like I'm not in Oklahoma anymore.
Exactly.
So, I love it. Well, let's go on to the next adventure.
All right, here we go.
Wow, guys, I have done so much with these mammals. And coming up next, we are going to raise the level and get a little loose with the jellyfish. That's coming up next. Don't go away. This portion of Weekends with Whitney is brought to you by Nitrogen Legal PC. Legal help when you need it most. Call 312-698-8909.
Welcome back to Weekends with Whitney. I'm your host, Whitney Reynolds, or should I say Trainer Whitney. I've totally been living it up at the Shed Aquarium today. I'm joined by Melissa Smith, who's an aquarist here. Yep. Now you're at the Jelly exhibit.
Yes.
And so you've been here for how many years? 7. For 7 years. Mm-hmm. So one day did you wake up and say, okay, I want to work with jellyfish. How did this journey begin for you?
I started as an intern here, and I was interning with the Jelly aquarist at the time, and that's how I came to fall in love with them. So.
Wow. Now let's talk about these jellies, because they are so so unusual.
Yes.
As I'm looking at him, I mean, we're seeing him in the tank safe and sound, but there's actually some work that goes into him here. Because
Yes,
you are an
definitely.
aquarist, and they don't always just plop right in the tank. You actually have to clean this stuff, kind of like what I've been doing as a trainer, but you're here in the jelly exhibit.
Yeah, so when we clean the exhibits, we have to remove them from the exhibit because they are very delicate. So we use containers that we scoop them up with the water, gently move them out, and then we can clean the exhibit tanks and put them back in.
Wow, now how delicate are they? Do they have bones? Do they have, like, what's going on with these things?
They don't.
I look at it and I'm like, this almost looks, I can't even explain it. I wouldn't even know how to handle this.
Well, they're over 95% water. So they are, and they don't have bones, they don't have blood, and they don't have a brain either. So they are pretty delicate. When you touch them, they feel very soft.
So no brain? How are they knowing what to do?
They have a very simple nervous system that they use for their primary functions, feeding, the little bit of pulsing that they're doing, and then also a reproduction.
Wow. Now let's talk about the reproduction. When you first started here at the shed and whenever this exhibit went in, how many did you have? How many different types?
3 species we were culturing.
How many are you up to now?
10.
10. So where does that take place?
So it's all downstairs behind the scenes in the jelly culture room.
Wow. Okay. So since the exhibit opened, you had 3, and now you have 10 different ones.
Yep.
How long is this exhibit going to keep going?
It's for another year, so at the end of 2013.
Okay, wow. Okay, great. And so give us some more fun facts about jellies.
Well, jellies, one of the things that most people remember is that they sting. They have stinging cells called nematocysts.
Coming back from the beach on vacation for me, that was one of the main concerns whenever I was in the ocean. I was like, okay, got stung by a jellyfish when I was little, and I don't want that to happen again.
Yeah, so what people can remember is if you're at the beach and you do get stung, a lot of people think that you should urinate on yourself to get rid of the sting. That's not what you should do.
False fact.
Yes, actually, if you use vinegar, that usually works the best.
Okay, so remember that at home, kids.
And a lot of times, like lifeguards might have vinegar on hand for that reason.
Oh, the lifeguards, they probably do have vinegar right on hand. I love that. Okay, so let's talk about your journey back at the shed. So you went to school for zoology?
Yep, I did. I went to Southern Illinois in Carbondale.
And then did you imagine whenever you were in school that you'd be working with little jellies one day?
No, I didn't at all, but I love it.
That's what's crazy, and that's one thing that I've noticed about being a trainer here today, is that you come in and you're kind of expecting one thing, and I can only imagine your one summer of interning here. You came in, your eyes wide open, and you really feel connected.
Oh,
you know, the one thing I relate to right now is like night at the museum. You know, whenever everything kind of shuts down and you're here. When we arrived today, it was kind of, we were all by ourselves, and it was really like a neat experience.
Yeah, it's especially in the jellies exhibit, they're kind of just this mesmerizing animal, and then they move so slowly through the water, and it's kind of like a relaxing feeling when you're here before the aquarium opens.
It is so true, and this exhibit is open every day the shed's open?
Yep.
Okay, great. And where do you see it going after this exhibit shuts down?
Well, once jellies is done, we'll decide on our next special exhibit, which hasn't been decided yet. But
well, as we say in TV, stay tuned. Thank you so much, Melissa, for joining us today. Guys, I hope you have loved a day in the life of. I really do feel like maybe I should take this up more often. I have just enjoyed my time here at the shed to the fullest. Make sure for more pictures and more videos, go to our fan page on Facebook. Just search Weekends with Whitney, or on Twitter, W3Whitney. We'll see you right back here next week.